Harshbarger. I'm an instructor here at the University of Nebraska at Kearney. I teach criminal justice, so I teach students who are going to be police officers or go into criminal justice. And one of the things that I teach up here is what we call forensics, trying to find things at crime scenes using certain different things we could use, like fingerprinting, which I know that you guys have already had Investigator McCarty talk to you about from the Kearney Police Department. I was a police officer and still am a police officer for 25 years now, and so a lot of the things that I'm going to show you today is things that I actually use when I go to a crime scene and I actually apply them. Because most of a fingerprint, 98%, that's a large amount, is water, which means it evaporates very, very quickly. And so what we as police officers do, or detectives, is we look for that remaining, what's left there, and that's generally like fat, dirt, proteins. There's a lot of chemicals that come out of your fingerprints when you leave them, and some of the things that we're going to talk about today is a reaction to those chemicals. You can see that I'm wearing gloves, and that's very important for anybody who's working a crime scene, especially if I'm looking for fingerprints, because I don't want to leave my own fingerprints there, so I need to have something covering them. Plus it protects me from all the other stuff that may be there. So we always wear gloves at the scene. So Investigator McCarty used what's called magnetic powder. There's two types of powder. There's volcano powder, which is right here, and then there's magnetic powder. And magnetic powder has just a little bit of metal in it, and that's the way that it comes out. And it's very easy to apply magnetic powder, and you can see how quickly those prints show up. Now, and those are the prints that I left there on there already. You want to see those. The nice thing about magnetic powder is it's clean. See how easy that was to clean up? So that's the nice thing about magnetic powder. It's very easy to apply. Now, most of what police officers use as far as powder is magnetic powder and black. Okay, but that's not very exciting. I know that people watch police shows, and they always see like everything lighten up and the different things like that. And so, but probably more than what they're seeing than anything is what's called fluorescent powder. And it's nice for a camera, it's nice for a TV. We really don't use fluorescent powder that much. There are times that we do. Fluorescent powder just means colored powder, okay? And if you can see, I haven't even put any powder on there. I'm just using what's already in this brush, and you can see how easy, and I'm just barely touching that. And now, here's the thing. As soon as we put a different, what we call a light source, or like a blue light on there, then these really show up for us a lot better. And one thing that we'll do is, with all fingerprints, is that once we get the fingerprints developed, we want to take a picture of it. All right, because we want to some way preserve that fingerprint. And we'll take a picture before we even try putting the tape on or doing anything like that, because there might be a chance that we could ruin that fingerprint putting the tape on it. So pictures are always the most important thing. This little setup here, our students learn to use, and as you can see that it has different wavelengths of light on it, and we can put it right down on there. I like to use this one. And so you kind of just move these lights around, and so you get to where you get a good reflection. And then I don't even touch the camera. I use a little button over here, and the reason why, I'll let the camera focus itself, is that I don't want to move that camera at all when it does finally take its picture. All investigators have to do this when they take pictures of anything, is we use a ruler. And we call it a scale. And so then what we do is we put that right in our picture so we can see how big that item is. And so when we take it into like the judge or somebody else, we can explain what that item really was and how big it is. So it's important that we always put a ruler in all the pictures that we take there.